I want to understand how you come about this kind of looping. Where from your energizer you have to bring just two cables. Two cables from your energizer. How do you come about that? I don't understand. Now, most times if it's at the bottom, the terminals for the output from energizers, you have at least the minimum of three outputs. Sorry. Now some of you just come with two outputs and you feed your fence with just two cables. I don't know how we managed to get that. All right, this is the more reason why we're having this topic for today. And if you're among those who uses just two cables, take two cables out of your energizer to feed your fence, to power your fence, please desist from it. I felt by now we should have people who might have seen most of our videos trying to correct all these aberrations, all these errors, where we come to a position where we now understand how we can actually loop our fence. That's what we need to talk about today. All right, so the topic is two cables connection. Let's examine it first. How possible this works out. You have an energizer. Let's say this is a Wizord. Let's say Wizord, for example, a Wizord 4. We have other brands. Like we understand the Wizord 4 from nemtek has this is in earth. These are the earth out and return. Let's say this is the out, so this is a return or in. This is the live return, and this one is a live out. This live out, yes, good. Okay, let's assume this is the JVA still, for example. The JVA also has a 4 terminal. You have the live out also and the live return. Let's assume, and earth out and earth return. All right, then let's assume is a Voltron energizer which has just 3 outputs: a live out and live return and a single earth. Now, if this is what we're having, I wonder how we're getting just 2 cables from here feeding your electric fence, the output. Now, even these guys that had to make this energizer, they made the earth to say, okay, let's have one earth. Because most times, when you come to the nemtek energizer, this place comes pre-looped, right? It is looped while here is left open. This for the JVA, sorry. The JVA, most times, it is not like, it's always exposed, all right, sorry. It's always exposed. They are all left fallow. But this other one, you have the earth single and the live. Now, why do we always decide to use just one live? No wonder somebody was saying, he asked a question, he said, why do we have, why are we using when we're configuring fence, we say, okay, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's assume these are fence. We always say live, earth, live, earth, live. And why not, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why not live, earth, live, earth, live, earth? Anybody that comes to the idea of using live and like this, it means these are the sets of people I'll say are most times guilty of bringing just one cable for live and one cable for earth. Then sometimes they come here, some of them they'll loop this, oh sorry, they'll loop here, loop this, and just bring only one that fits this. Then this one comes here. When this one gets here, they'll just loop this to here, loop this one to here, loop this one to here again, and I've looped this to here. This is not it. The principle, like I always explain, the way your energizer works, it works such that it is a closed circuit principle. That's the principle your energizer operates in with. And if the circuit is not closed, not even open, maybe where there's an intrusion, the intrusion comes in a way that either, like I said, it comes with two principles: the closed circuit principles and the contact, the live and earth contact principle. Those are the two things that can trigger your energizers, right? Now, for example, if this energizer, that's why if you want to test your energizer, they tell you, okay, close this and try and run it. Then we're able to confirm, you close this, you're able to confirm that the fence is working. So that's why it is always advised you have one from this. Your close should always happen within the fence line, so that when anybody tries to break into your premises, they open any of this, so maybe cut off the circuit, it sends signal to this energizer. What do I mean? I want to explain further. So if you are among those having this one, please, you have to desist from all this kind of looping. A client called me from outside the country. I think he's in Nigeria anyway, called outside, I think from UK. And he said I should go check his property, that the property they've done the fence, but he's very sure it is not correct, it's not well done. And when I got there, I saw they drew two cables from two cables coming out from the energizer to feed the fence. How can this truly work? It cannot work. So let's see the correction. How next time you should have your fence looped. Either it is 8 lines or the 7 lines, but whatever it is, the minimum number of cables you must have going to your fence must not be less than 3. That is your live out, your live return, and you can decide to have your earth out and your earth return. But in some cases, some person might just say, okay, let me just have a single earth, because most times our earth always try to put that at the middle. All right, this is what we have. Let's assume I'm going to be using the 8 lines configuration for this very class. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have our earth here. Earth. All right. Now, I want us to understand what we're talking about here this morning. We'll be looking at there's an 8-line configuration. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's assume we have an energizer somewhere here. The output, I'm only looking at the bottom, right? The bottom of the energizer. Okay. Here, let's say this is the live out. Okay. Here, the live return. Okay. There we have the earth out, and here the earth return. All right. Okay, this is what your lines looks like on the fence. And like I always say, make sure you have the force. If you want to configure this, yeah, I've already used the marker to make that clear. This is the live, earth, live, earth, live. Somebody was saying, why not live, earth, live? I think I explained that. The more reason you shouldn't do that, it means your connection most times you won't have that closed circuit. And if it's something like I say most times, if you try to use live at live at the end of the day, sometimes if it's this the 8 lines, for example, if you have live here, it means the last line will be an earth. And most times I always tell them, desist from having this last line as earth. Make sure your last line and the top line, they are all the same. What you have at the top should be what you should have at the bottom. If there's any way you can have a configuration, let me assume now, I'll wipe it off anyway. Let me just show you something. Let's assume this is 12 line, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Somebody comes and say, not me, say this is live, earth, live, earth, live, earth, live, earth, live, earth, live, earth. So if you look at it, what you have at the top is not what we have at the bottom. So that's why I always say this is from me. So, but if I want to do a configuration like this that is 12, all I will just do is to say, okay, I'll go back to the principle of the 6 lines, which is live, earth, live, earth, live. That's first 6. Another 6 is live, earth, live, earth, live. So with these 2 principles, if you look at it, at the top we have the live, at the bottom we have the live. So it means this is, even if your energizer stuff comes in from it means they also end. It comes, if the energizer is on the right hand side, it means your connection will end at the right, this same left hand side. Sorry, left to see end here. Let's assume this comes here, this comes here. Would you guys keep your mouth shut? Maybe go be editing video. Okay, I'm nonsense. If I hear this sound, if I kick you in, live, live, and live, you see, they are coming towards this direction. But if it is what this person just said now, though you can have it there, but then you don't have earth at the bottom, the last line. So that's not the best. Okay, let's go back to what we're discussing for today, which is this. Now, if we have stuff like this, when we want to configure this, all we need to do is the energizer is here. It means we're coming here. Let's say we take, let's say this is our live out to the first line. Comes this way, gets here, it moves to the second line, right? Moves all the way from here. Marry the next live. This moves here to the next live. This to the next live. This to the next live. And this returns back to the live return. So for the earth, like I said, most nemtek energizer, this place comes pre-looped, where this place is looped. I can decide to take up that loop and run this way. Let's say this is the out. I take it, get my first out. This guy comes here, gets here to the next available earth, which is this. Gets here. From here, go back to the energizer. This is just a very simple kind of connection, making life easy for you. You don't need those other kind of looping. I think I'll try if I can screenshot that loop so you see in this video still. So, but please understand this is what it ought to look like. So anything like 2 cables. So let me tell you how you judge. You want to know most fences that are not well looped. All you need to first do, go to the bottom of the energizer. Check first, number 1, where you check first what you have under, on the terminals under. See if there are 3 cables or 2 cables coming from the fence. Now go to the fence, check if there are 3 cables coming to the fence. That's one way first. The another thing you need to look at is the looping. If at any point in time you see a fence like this. Let's say you have fences, right? Okay, let's say these are the lines, different from it. And you now start seeing this. Watch this. All these kind of, you just see them, they are connected, all of them in one kind of position like that. No, just know, if you see anything like this, just know your fence has been wrongly connected. There's no explanation. There's nothing anybody wants to, nothing. There's nothing on earth. If the person tells you it's working, I'm telling you, if you want to sue me, just tell them whatever they've done here is wrong. The only place you can use anything like this is animal farm. You know, where you have chickens, where you have those livestock. Because when they get here, they can just touch the body, shock them, they go away. A chicken cannot hold a plier to cut the fence. A goat cannot handle a plier to cut the fence. But for humans that are more intelligent, if you do this for them, as far as they know what they are doing, if I get this kind of fence, something I want to breach, it takes me nothing. I just cut them and I find my way in. So stuff like this, please, this is from it. I hope this sorts out the problem of us having just 2 cables from our Energizer. And a quick one, let me quickly address this. Somebody was saying, I want to respond to this question quickly. I think a couple of us will be having that problems. So that was, I said that challenge, sorry, not problem, that challenge, where you install solar panel in a site and you connect the batteries to your solar panel to the battery in the Energizer, and you expect that Energizer to deliver, to take you all through the night. Please, this is for me, that thing will not work all through the night. If there's no other means of power, that's when you are off grid, right? There's no generator maybe that comes up in the night around maybe 12, 1, you know. Please, just know that your Energizer will only work for particular time during that night hour, that late hour. When it gets to anything from 2, 3, let's say 3, your fence will automatically shut down. And once you find yourself going back to that side, please, this is from those things. If you like, use a 100-watt panel, use a 150-watt, because it is what that 7 ounce battery can contain at that time. That's what it will peak when it's a peak period. So by the time it starts dispensing, when solar can no longer charge, it gets to a level that battery is just a backup. So when you need something that work for you, please go for, let's say, 150-watt panel. Well, that's reasonable. You can go for a battery of maybe 100 watts, 60 watts, 40 watts still. They can take you all through the night till the break of day. And you can even have a system that runs around the clock, but as far as you have sufficient panel that is able to charge it during the day. I hope this message or this class today meets you well. Please subscribe, share this video, hit the like button, ask others to also join us in this forum. Until we meet again in our next class, do have a lovely week. Bye for now.
The Food Tech TV.